I'm sitting outside right now and it's -degrees, so I'm going to quickly try to explain why comfort is slowly killing your dreams and why you need to escape it. Now, not only is comfort killing your dreams, but it's also deciding your future slowly but surely. Because as we all know, comfort kills growth, as our brains are hardwired for comfort and survival, and if it senses that you are surviving and you're comfortable, then growth suddenly seems irrelevant and not appealing. So it's not going to choose growth, it's going to choose to stay exactly where it is and maintain that position for eternity, basically, if you don't change it. Now, how do you get around this? Well, the first thing you need to do is prep your environment for success. James Clear talks a lot about this in his book, Atomic Habits, which I just recently read. And he explains all of these things that influences us, even though we might not notice it. Our environment is a main key point of those things, as our environment is constantly filled with all these cues that signal to your brain that, hey, you should do this and you should do that. And if your environment is filled with cues that suggest you to do activities like scroll or binge watch TV shows, eat unhealthy, and all these other things which you probably don't want to do, then you're going to end up doing that because that's what your brain senses is the most convenient, and it's going to keep you alive, so you're going to end up doing that. Now, on the other hand, you probably guessed it, but if your environment is prepped for success and filled with cues that get you started and get you working every single day, then you're going to start seeing results. Now, the second thing is acting with urgency. You have to act with urgency. Like, think of a rocket. Or a plane. Let's take a plane. A plane takes off, and in order to not fall out of the sky, it needs to get some speed. It first needs to accelerate, but it also needs to maintain a certain amount of speed in order to stay in the air. And the same goes for life. You need to act with urgency. There's another saying that if you feel like everything's manageable, if you have everything under control, you're not moving fast enough and you're not moving with enough urgency, you don't have enough pressure. If you feel like a lot of things are not under control and you feel like it's all going down the drain, then it might not be a sign that you're doing something wrong, but quite the opposite. A sign that you're doing something right. You're exploring the unknown, the uncomfortable, which is where growth happens. And it's where every successful person had to go before you. And when they did that, they started seeing results. Now, I want to share an experience from my life. And it's that you have to stop trying to fight comfort, and rather than fight it, you just need to run away from it, escape it, quite frankly. I noticed recently that when I go home to my home with my parents, I suddenly slack, and I don't do the things which I set out to do. I don't work on my business. I don't post so much on social media. I just binge watch all day and just eat snacks. And I don't want to do that, obviously, but there's all these cues that signal to my brain, hey, this is convenient, do that. So how do I get around this? Well, I just escape it. And it's real simple. I just run away from it. Find somewhere else. Go away from home. Find a cafe, a library, and work there. Because suddenly you're in an unfamiliar place where you don't really know what else to do than to work. At home, you know where everything is, and everything is convenient. You know where the TV is. You know where the TV is. You know where the snacks are. You know where the bed are. So you can do all these things. But if you're in an unfamiliar area, you don't really know where those things are, and you only have your laptop, say. So you start working, right? And that is the way to escape comfort. So stop trying to fight it. Your brain is also always going to choose comfort over growth, because survival is not an option, growth is. So I would suggest you stop trying to fight comfort and trying to stay disciplined every day, Now, discipline is very important, and if you have a good discipline, then you're gonna get very far, and you might as well be able to work in a place where there are very high amounts of comfortability options. But if not, I suggest you find somewhere else, and then work on your discipline and just put your head down and work. And then once you have built a layer of discipline, then you can return to where comfort is and start changing it and start enduring the comfort using your discipline. As I said, I'm freezing my hands off. So that was all for this video, guys. I hope you got something out of it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.